It's time to get a little serious.
Slick Cracker.
It's your boy, Slick Cracker. Now, everyone and their mother has been talking about the most hated man in America right now, Ajit Pai. He's had such a presence from his smug, hateable grin to his quote-unquote quirky behaviors that are made more cringy by the fact that he promotes anyone that acknowledges them, who mentions it to him. It's just downright weird how he's just so willing to show this off, and like anyone who mentions it to them is like, wow, such a quirky and funny behavior, wow, you're such an entertaining person. It's just downright stupid. Now let's face it, everyone hates him because he's honestly just a shill that's just here to make money for big corporations like Verizon and Comcast that will no doubt use every opportunity to screw over the American public. Because let's be honest here, when have they not tried to do something like that? Remember when Verizon Wireless, AT&T, and T-Mobile all tried to promote their stupid alternatives to Google Wallets because they didn't want anyone competing with them? And T-Mobile were making their hilariously named ISIS app promoted, and anytime anyone asked about it on Twitter, they would say things like, "We love ISIS, we're really trying to promote ISIS," and it was just so funny. Like, these companies cannot be trusted not to throttle and control content because they've done this in the past when they've had competition, and there's no way that they wouldn't do it when there's no restrictions in place to prevent them from doing so. Let's be honest here, the whole idea of having government regulation is to prevent them from affecting us and affecting the content we watch, affecting how we watch it, and how fast we can watch it too. And the whole idea that Ajit Pai is making this argument that, oh, there's no way they wouldn't be doing this is because then they would start losing customers. This argument is entirely mute if you live in a rural area, because oftentimes there's only one internet service provider you can provide. In some places you can only get Comcast. Now imagine if Comcast could have little or no regulation on how much they can throttle and control your content. That would be an absolute hell for some of the people living in there. And that's why we need net neutrality to control them, because already they are trying to exploit every opportunity they could possibly find to control competition. And it's fine if there isn't any competition, because internet service providers have the least amount of competition in any business whatsoever. But imagine if they could just control anything you did, anything you watched, and the speeds at which you watched it entirely. It would be chaos. Another really dumb argument that Ajit Pai makes is talking about a free market and about how net neutrality restricts the development and investment in networking. Already that is a stupid idea, but this idea is where his true intentions become clear, mostly because when you consider how you could get screwed over with net neutrality, when you look at how a place like Mexico, a place without net neutrality, handles internet usage. Now look at this. This is what internet usage would be like if you didn't have net neutrality. Sites could be sold in packages. Sites like SoundCloud, Spotify, that could be a separate package than if you just wanted to use social media like Twitter, Facebook, MySpace, any sort of other social media that you could use. That would be another package too. There could also be another package for streaming services like YouTube and Twitch, which would also be another additional payment that you would have to pay for. It would suck. It paints a really dark picture for internet development when you think about how you could be restricted to data plans like these if there were no net neutrality, because like I mentioned earlier, internet service providers often have little to no competition if there's only one or two alternatives that you could have. And in a place that is rural or has little competition at all, you could be stuck with either that plan where you have to pay for service packages for certain websites or content that you want to watch, or no internet at all. That is terrifying. Ajit Pai can't play dumb about these issues, and he can't plead ignorance about them either. And also, stop playing the victim card to bait conservatives into liking you by claiming that the leftist media are the ones trying to push for net neutrality. This is an issue that affects all of us. It doesn't matter if you're liberal, conservative, or anything else. This is an issue that will affect all of our internet, how we watch it, and how we view content online. It doesn't matter what you believe in. You're not hated because of the leftist media is constantly after you. You are hated because everyone disagrees with what you're saying and you're making changes that no one asked for. It's not because this is a leftist conspiracy. Of course it sucks that your children are being harassed about this issue too, dude, but if you weren't such a hateable shill of an individual, maybe it would be easier to sympathize with you. You're not making America great by fixing what was never broken and claiming that your ideals are better than what everyone else wants and what everyone else disagrees with. I hate to be pessimistic, but given that the three men that are voting on net neutrality are all favor icing it, it's very likely that the vote to get rid of net neutrality is going to pass, but that doesn't mean it's over. We can still fight to repeal this through all odds and eventually win the battle overall, but it will take a period around about a year, and a lot of things can happen in that time. Who knows what internet service providers will do once they have the full power to do what they want and when they want it with limited consequences, because it would be hell on earth, especially if a company like Comcast had that power, because already they abuse their power enough. My advice to you guys is don't give up hope in case the net neutrality laws are repealed, because that doesn't mean it's over. There's still many ways we could fight this if we come together, and giving up is exactly what lawmakers that support the ideas of net neutrality being gone are looking for. They want us to stop trying. I really think that this is an important issue that everyone needs to get involved in, because it will affect so many people. Anyone that uses the internet will be affected by these laws that are set in place to remove net neutrality, and that's why we all need to come together in order to fix this. Ajit Pai is one of the dumbest people on earth for trying to push these ideas, and the only way we can really appeal them is if we come together, oppose these ideas, and work towards a better future in which we can keep net neutrality now that we all know the importance of it. Because you don't really know the importance of it until they're gone. This has been Slick Cracker, and there will be no loud outro because I don't want to piss people off. See you guys later.
Slick Cracker.